it's Katie, and today I want to talk about art school. Now, this has been a topic that's been on my mind a little bit recently because my best friend in the world, she is starting up her first year of college this spring semester, so I'm very excited for her. And she's been asking me a lot of advice about college stuff. And then a little while before that, I had a conversation with a younger artist. She was a senior in high school, and I was kind of walking her through my freshman year of art school. So, this is kind of a what to expect your freshman year of art school video. So, at the school that I go to, we have something called a foundations year. Now, I know a lot of other schools do the same thing or have similar programs like that. They're for freshmen, and it's basically what it sounds like. It's foundations of art. It is a way to let you experience all these different types of art that you probably never got to experience before. Because it surprised me how many kids came in and they'd only ever done one art thing, one art medium. And I was like, girl, what the hell are you doing? What do you mean you've never tried something else before? Like one of my friends, all she'd ever done was like drawing and painting. Never touched a sculpture, never did photography, never did anything else. That was all she did. That was all she focused on. And as much as that helped her skill in drawing, it kind of closes all these other doors for you. So the idea of the foundations year is to let you experience as many different types of art as possible. So, now the professor that I had, she was very focused on like still life drawings and literal drawing. So that's what I did for my first semester, was just like a bunch of still lifes. The first quarter, I think, was exclusively charcoal still life drawings, which I hated every moment of it, but I've never improved so rapidly before in such a short amount of time that it's probably one of the best things that ever happened to me, despite how much I hated it and how many sleepless nights I had. And other people did different things. Some kids did almost just like sculpture or just painting. It's a way to expose you to different things. And then our second semester was like comprised of workshops. So you'd sign up for a type of workshop. So I took like a watercolor one and plein air painting one. I took like a design thinking one. There were tons of different options. There was like storyboarding and ceramics and photography, lots of different cool things. And it is designed to let you experience these things. So when you choose your major at the end of your freshman year, you're actually going into something you want. Because that's the problem, is a lot of kids, they're like, oh, I want to be an animation major. And they don't realize how much work and effort it's going to take, or maybe they hate that. And they don't want to do that, so they do something else. Because, God, I know, animation, that was a big one. Because a lot of kids came to the school wanting to do animation and then realized how difficult it was and switched over to illustration. Now, I'm a design major, so obviously I'm not illustration or animation. However, I do enjoy those things a lot, and I incorporate those into my design work a lot. So, even though I'm a design major, I use After Effects like a crazy person, and I make little animations for whatever the hell I want. Because who cares? My teachers love it. They love that I bring in these new things to my design work. Like, we had this other girl in my class who transferred in from painting, and so she brings a lot of that in, and it's great. That's what they look for. They look for you bringing in these new ideas. And it's really fun, and it's really great. Now, another thing about the foundations program is it's also designed to weed out the weak. It is, I know that sounds harsh and wrong, but it is. It is designed to weed out the weak. It is, so many kids I've talked to hated their foundations professors from first semester. But when they did a workshop, everyone loved them because by the second semester, they've pretty much weeded out the weak, and now they're focusing on something they want. It's more of that. Oh, and someone's car alarm is going off. Cool. Now there's two of them going off. I love living in the city. It's really fun. So it's designed to weed out the kids who can't deal with it. It is very intense. It is labor intensive. It is hard, and it is painful. My foundations professor told us, I want you to forget about sleeping, about eating, about taking care of yourself. I want you to eat, breathe, and live in studio. And everyone's like, what the f- is wrong with this woman? But, so we had these crazy assignments. We had to make photorealistic drawings. We had to make like 3 of them in one night. It was difficult. It was hard. I've had assignments where I have to make 50 drawings in one night. I have to do paint. You had to do a lot, basically. It was designed to weed out the weak, which is kind of upsetting to some people, and it's painful and exhausting, and my God, my class never slept. No one ever slept foundations year. No one ever did anything foundations year except for be in studio. But now that I'm in my major, I'm like, oh, this is wicked easy. What the hell? It's so much nicer once you get into your major. Like, foundations, we were in an old warehouse building that was supposed to be a temporary building, so the roof was constantly leaking. We had, like, card tables. And, like, those, like, plastic chairs from, like, elementary school. That's what we had. Now in my major, I got, like, a nice desk that has the thing where, like, the desk can lift or lower, so it can be, like, a standing desk. I have, like, a rolling chair. It's great. I'm in a nice building, and it's wonderful. So, the idea of the foundations here is to toughen you up. Like, because they don't want kids who are gonna be little pansies about everything and not have the work ethic. Because that's the difference. Here's the big difference between going to art school for an artistic major versus going to a regular college for an art major. If you go to a regular college for an art major, they're going to teach you technical skill. And that's it. This was actually the first assignment that I had in my design class, was we had to make like a pamphlet and a presentation on like what we will be learning. Oh, and there goes my heater. Lovely. Lots of background sounds. And so at a regular college, they're going to teach you technical skills. So for me, I'm in design. At a regular college, if I studied design, they would be teaching me how to use Photoshop, how to use Illustrator, how to use InDesign, and stuff like that. It would be tools. They teach you the tools of your trade, which is very helpful. Don't get me wrong. And we still do learn the tools of our trade, but we also are learning how to think like a designer. And that is a big thing that my school puts a lot of emphasis on, is they teach you art thinking. They teach you design thinking. Because the tools constantly change. The tools and techniques to make art change. I mean, not for maybe like a painting major, but like the physical tools constantly change and evolve, and new things come about, new styles come and go. You have to know how to make the styles, how to work with them. You have to know how to think like one. And that's the important thing, is how to think like an artist, how to think like a designer. That's what they want you to learn. Now, I remember another thing was looking at our submitted portfolios. Some of my friends showed me, like, their portfolio work, and I showed them mine. Compared to them, I had way less technical skills than they did. Like, significantly less technical skills. I also submitted my portfolio very late in the game. I submitted it in April. And if you're like, is that late? Yes, that's late. That's late as hell. That's like the end of the line. Like, you have to have it in by May, you know where you're going. Like, that's it. Like, I submitted it very late in the game. So, I had very little technical skills because I tried so many different things. I never focused in on one thing. So I did not have the technical skills that so many of my classmates had. And that's what I learned foundations here. I learned the technical skills. But the thing that I think got me in was how I always thought outside the box. I had very strange projects that I did a lot. I never wanted to do something basic. Oh, here's my cat. He is crying to the heavens because no one's petting him. But I had very unique, I guess, looking projects. I was very cheap in high school, and I am now. And at my school, oh my god, my son. Come here. In high school, in AP Studio Art, you had to basically, besides acrylic paint, if you wanted anything else, you had to provide it yourself. So I came up with, like, cheap ways to do things. So I would paint on weird shit, and I would make weird shit. Like, I did a self-portrait on a mirror. That was fun. That was real cool. And people loved it because they were, like, imposing this deep meaning on it. And I was like, I have none of that. But okay, yes, I'll take that. I'll take that. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. And then another project that I did was I made a plaster cast of my chest. And I painted it, and I cut into it, and I put lights in it. And it was amazing. It was great. I did weird stuff. Like, I didn't just do, here's a realistic painting on a canvas. Here's a realistic painting on a canvas. Here's a realistic painting on a canvas. I did weird shit. And I think that's a big thing, is they want you to have, like, weird thinking. They want you to be out of the box. You can get into an art school with just your technical skills, but be prepared to be shooketh, because they will be teaching you some weird stuff that you aren't prepared for. And I know that pisses a lot of kids off, but it's just how it is. They want you to think differently, think outside the box, get outside your comfort zone, do something different. And I'd already been doing that because I knew so many different mediums. I was already playing with that. And I think that's what helped me in my portfolio with submitting that off to art school. Because I may not have had the technical skills, but I had the design thinking and the art thinking that they were looking for. And so it's hard, trust me. art school is not easy. I know everyone's like, oh, it's just art, you just got. No, it's hard. It's hard as all hell. Miffy, will you stop it? Stop trying to go near the microphone. He wants to so bad. Go this way then. Go that way, weirdo. And so, is it takes a lot. It was my freshman year was an emotionally and physically exhausting year. I have no idea how I survived, how I made it, but I did, and I got into my major, and I am so happy that I did. Now, eventually I will talk about once you get into your major. Now, obviously I'm a design major, so everyone is going to experience different things, but I do have friends who are in different majors. And there are some continuous themes that I've noticed throughout. Oh, and there's a train. Throughout all of the majors that we all kind of have experienced. So I want to share that too. And I might do a more in general college video, not just art school stuff. Because there are a lot of like weird college things that you don't think about that you should be prepared for. Now granted, I go to a fancy schmancy, ridiculously overpriced art school. And that's probably very different than a giant ass university. But who knows? You know, I lived in a dorm for a year. Now I live in an apartment that I can barely afford. Hey. So, you know, art school is a very unique experience. And it is, if you can afford it, it is a very great experience. I do not regret it at all. I know, like, gosh, my other career choice was mortician, if you didn't know. I wanted to be a mortician for a good while there. I still have that love of death and creepy, and I incorporate that into my work now. But, so a mortician is 2 years of school for a certificate program, and they make bank. And I'm going to art school, which costs so much more. It's 4 years, and I'm going to make a lot less money. But it is something I'm passionate about, and I enjoy, and I'm having a really great, enjoyable time, and I don't regret it at all. Art school obviously isn't for everybody. Some people can just live on being self-taught, and that's great. And that's why I want to make these videos, because art school isn't for everyone, and being an artist is really great and really rewarding, and it can be, if you know what to do. So, I am paying ridiculous amounts of money to go to art school, and I want to share some of the things that I've learned with other people for free, so they can get a feel for these kinds of things. Like, I went to a great presentation on freelancing, and I eventually want to share some of the things I learned from that with you guys. So hopefully that comes up eventually. Obviously, I never uploaded very often before this, but maybe I'll be uploading more, who knows. I do have all these ideas and things through my head that I want to share, so yeah. But anyway, we're gonna put on some nice music and end the video here. But if you guys have any other questions about art school, you can ask them. I will answer them. I will probably be continuing on with more art school and college type videos, so I will see you all next time. Bye bye!